Since Disney is buying Fox and we know that the MCU plans on bringing in the X-Men, here are 5 things that I want to see when the MCU has the X-Men. Number 5, no Magneto. I'm not saying never do Magneto because obviously he's an amazing villain with a great backstory, very sympathetic, and he's somebody that you want to see on screen and that you do think of when you think of the X-Men. But you can't do him at the beginning. You can't do him in the first film. He's already been done to death. He's been in virtually every X-Men movie that's been made at this point, and I need a break. There's plenty of other villains to choose from, like Mr. Sinister. We can redo Apocalypse and actually do him right. I want to see something different. Number 4, make TV shows. Please. I've been begging for years for somebody to make an X-Men TV show. I know The Gifted is on right now. I tried to watch it. It's fine, but it didn't hold my interest. I want to see something in the vein of what the animated series was, even when there was an animated series that focused on the younger X-Men characters. I personally would like that. The X-Men as a brand is maybe too big to do all of the big major characters like Wolverine or Cyclops and whatnot on the show. But I think if you did have a show and it did focus on the younger characters like Jubilee, who does not get enough credit for being a cool and young, relatable character, minus the whole vampire stuff. But still, I like her. Kitty Pryde would be cool as well. A young Nightcrawler. There's plenty of younger characters who you don't have to focus on. Hell, they've never been focused on in the movies. That's where they can shine. That's when they can show their stuff. And these characters, this material, would be perfect for Disney Plus. I'm sure Disney Plus is looking at many different things, many different shows, many different content to put on this service. And they've already announced the Loki show, the Scarlet Witch show, and the Star Wars show. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other stuff. But if you guarantee us some mutants on this service, I will be there first thing. Number 3, save Wolverine for a sequel. Similar to Magneto, but I think Wolverine is a little more important because he too has been done to death. I think Hugh Jackman, it's going to be hard for people to fully embrace somebody new taking up this role. Hugh Jackman, for decades, was this character. He represented this character very well, and people still and will probably always look to him as their true and blue Wolverine. Especially Logan, and the exit for the character was so emotional that I don't think we're ready for somebody to play him so soon. The casting is very important. I'm not good at fan casting or thinking of actors who should play the part, but I will say this. Whoever they do cast as Wolverine, it's very important that they get the comic book costume. It doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be yellow and blue and black because maybe that's too out there. You can do some variation. I just feel like if we do get a costume, if we do get a mask that looks like comic book Wolverine, people will be cool with that. People will embrace that because it's something that we've been wanting with the character on screen forever, and we haven't gotten it yet. Number 2, keep Deadpool. For God's sakes, you have to keep Deadpool. You can't change Deadpool. Luckily, they've already announced, Disney has, that they don't plan on making him PG-13. They will keep him R-rated, and thank God. But I'm saying that we need Ryan Reynolds. We need to keep Ryan Reynolds because not only is his humor great, not only does Ryan Reynolds almost know more than anybody this character and how he should be portrayed and how he should be written, but he can make jokes about this buyout. He can reference the fact that Fox was bought out. He can reference the fact that there was another universe of X-Men movies and other actors who played them. He can do that, and the fans will love it. The fans will be in on it. Just imagine Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool interacting with Tony Stark or Spider-Man especially. There's a whole comic book series of Deadpool and Spider-Man hanging out. I can't wait to see that. You should keep characters like Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead with Deadpool, because let's be honest, what are they doing with those characters outside of his movies? But the number one thing that I want to see the MCU do with the X-Men is Avengers versus X-Men. How can you not do this? Not just because there was a popular comic book run with this headline, with this story. I don't want to see the same exact story because they did do some weird things with Cyclops and certain characters that I might not have loved, but this idea is great. The name alone, Avengers versus X-Men, will make you $1 billion guaranteed. It's easy money, and that's why Disney will have to do it just based off of that. But creatively, there is an interesting story to be told. It can be told like Civil War was, where you present characters on both sides that are both likable just because they disagree, just because they fight, just because they'll go at it. Doesn't mean we have to hate one side. Doesn't mean we have to truly make a choice. You can have a villain in the background that's pulling the strings and making this all happen like Civil War did. And I think for anyone who was unimpressed or disappointed with the battle that we got in Civil War because it wasn't 100 characters on screen fighting like in the comic book, this is the big spectacle that you will get. They will definitely probably give us a whole bunch of characters, a whole bunch of mutants, a whole bunch of superpowers on screen at once. It will make everyone happy. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of my 5 list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are some things you want to see the MCU do with the X-Men? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!